Hey guys, one thing that's catching my attention is what the stock market is doing. If you look at the S&P 500, we're basically down 10% from the all-time highs. Obviously, there are a lot of issues that are a result of that market dropping. I think that we will see a trickle over effect into our space, into Pokemon collecting. It's just a matter of time. I've mentioned in prior content, we've seen a new wave of institutional investors. If anybody's curious, go back and check that out. They are quote unquote sophisticated investors, and they will certainly be keeping a mindful eye on what other asset classes are doing. You look at Bitcoin, obviously, Pokemon has been a bit impervious to dropping alongside Bitcoin. But if you get enough of these asset classes falling, it's just common sense that we'll see some trickle over effect. I would think that this is kind of a catalyst in terms of potentially changing the market direction. I've also mentioned I think we need several catalysts to see the trend is your friend, which is clearly up right now in the Pokemon space, reverse. It's not going to be any one thing. It's going to take multiple things to do that. My recommendation is if you want to continue to buy, to be looking at more S tier type investments. Things like singles are obviously more volatile inherently than, collecting seal product, which is what I do. I think that, caution is not a bad thing right now. You can continue to dollar cost average, but I would be paying attention to what the other asset classes are doing, especially something like the S&P 500, as well as why it's falling. There are several reasons for that. And again, Pokemon is its own thing, but it's not exclusively in a bubble onto itself. And I do think we'll start seeing some impact on what's going on in our market. So just be paying attention to that. Again, dollar cost averaging, being cautious. I'm not saying rush to the exits and sell, but it's certainly something you want to pay attention to. And lastly, if this tips your scales to wanting to sell, one thing that I've mentioned in the past is you could wait to see once prices start dropping. You don't need to top tick everything, I guess is what I'm getting at. So it doesn't hurt to wait a little bit to see if things start to move the wrong way, and then you can sell. I'd rather leave a couple percent on the table and then sell than you be wrong and then we see prices continue to go up. That's my thoughts for today. Please like and subscribe and comment. I'd love that. Thank you.